Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ekwerega. Guys, thank you so much for all your support. Please, if you're new to my channel, you're welcome to my channel. Please, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I make a new video. Today I'll be making net ball gown. I'll be using this for the upper part of the dress and this one for the lower part of the dress, soft net. And this one is hard net. I'll put it inside. And this is lining. This is the upper part of it. It's basic bodice with that. This is the main fabric. I need lining for it. I cut 2 lining for the front one. So the neckline is 3.5 by 4 inches for the front one. The back one is 3.5 by 8 inches. But if I'm making it for myself, I'll use 4 by 4 or 4 by 5, the front one, then the back one 4 by 9. Her shoulder measurement is 15. Half of her shoulder measurement is 7.5. But I used 6.5 because the dress is sleeveless. So I have 2 lining for the front one. What I'll do is to go and sew the darts. But if you like, you can sew this together first on the edge. Attach this to the lining first on the edge if you want. Then after that you sew the darts and you do the same on the lining. This is the back one. So I'll do the same on the back one to sew the darts, and this is the other side of the back one with the lining, and this is the lining for it. I've sewn the darts. I attached the lining to the main fabric, then I sew the darts also on the back one and the lining. So what I'll do next is to go and join this together on the shoulder line. I'll put it like this, right side facing each other. I'll put the other one like this. I'll use 1/2 inch to join it and 1/2 inch to join this one. I'll do the same on the lining. Right side facing each other. I'll use 1/2 inch to join the shoulder. So I've joined it together. I've joined the front one and the back. I also press it. So what I'll do, I did the same on the lining. So what I'll do next is to join the lining and the main fabric together. This one is the main fabric and this one is the lining. So I'll put it like this, right side. Right side. I'll match the shoulder seam. I'll put it together. On the other shoulder seam, lining on the main fabric, they will align. So what I'm going to do now is to go and join the armhole, lining and the main fabric, the armhole, the neckline, but I will not sew on the zip allowance, the neckline, the other armhole. I've joined the lining and the main fabric together, the neckline, armhole, and the other armhole. I notched it. So now I also notch the armhole, the neckline and this armhole. So what I'll do next is to turn it to bring it out like this. The other side. So I'll give it good iron. I'll press it. I'll press it. This is the inside. So what I'll do next is to sew the side. These two sides and these two sides. This is armhole. I want to sew the side. So what I will do, lining to lining, main fabric to main fabric. Main fabric, lining, I'll hold it like this. I have 1 inch seam allowance. I'll sew it on 1 inch seam allowance. Also to this one, but I'll match this line together. So I'll do the same on this side. So I've joined the two sides together, the lining and the main fabric. The main fabric, the line, I've joined it together. I also did the same on this side, so I'll turn it now. The side. So I'll press it. After pressing it, I'll fix zip. I left a zip allowance here, the space. And also on this side, so I'll fix this zip on the main fabric, invisible zip. I'll fix it on the main fabric, but I'll stop somewhere here. I'll leave like 1 or 1.5 inches on the lower part. I'll stop also on this side. I've pressed the side seam. You will open it, you will press it open so that this side will relax. Let me show you what I mean. You see? You press it open and you fold it like this. This is the armhole so that it will relax. I've sewn the zip to the main fabric, only on the main fabric. I want to attach lining to it. I want to sew the zip only on the lining. So I'll turn it. You can see the lining is now on the zip. So what I'll do, I'll turn this right side of the lining to the right side of the fabric. But this is the right side of the lining and this is the right side of the main fabric. I'll turn this right side of the lining to the right side of the fabric. So this is the neckline. Right side, I'll hold it like this. On the neckline, I stopped somewhere when I joined the neckline. On the neckline, I stopped somewhere here. This side is open. So I'll close this open. I'll sew from here to this point. I'll hold the three together, zip, main fabric and the lining like this. And I'll sew to this side, to the end here to close it. So after that, I will now hold it like this, but you need invisible zip foot to do this. If you have one, it's okay. If you have two, it's fine. If you have two left and right, it's very easy for you to do this. But if you have only one, it's still okay. So if you have only one, you will just sew very close. You will hold it and sew very close to the coil. The invisible zip will guide you. Sew to somewhere here, maybe 1 inch before the end, because I will join the lower part to it. So, but if you have two invisible zip, left and right, it will be easier for you because you will see this line. You will sew on this line to the end. So, but I'm going to do it now to show you. I'll do one side and show you first. I've closed this side. I'll cut this zip off. I also fixed the zip to the lining. So I'll turn it now. This is the neckline. I'll zip it. So I'll fix this side to the lining. So this side, I'll also do this side. So I'll open the zip to go and fix this side. So I'll turn it like this, right side. I'll do the same on this side. I'll close this side. I'll hold it. I'll close this side, the neckline, the space that I left here. Then I'll now sew to somewhere here, the zip, to attach the lining to the zip. This is the lining, this is the zip, and the main fabric. I'll hold the three together. I'll sew on this line very close to the coil. If you have only one zip foot, but I have two, I'll sew on this line very close to this line as a guide. I'll stop somewhere 1 inch before the end of the fabric, because I'll join the lower part to it. I'll just do the same thing that I did on this side is what I'll do on this side. I'll do it and show you. I've fixed the lining to the zip. On this side, I've sewn this side, I've closed that space here. So this zip, I'll cut it off. So I'm going to turn it now. So this is it. I'll zip it. I'll zip it. So this is the right side, and this is the inside. I'm going to cut the lower part of the dress, the skirt part of the dress. I have two types of net. This is the soft one, the outer one, the one that will be outside. I have hard net. The hard net will be inside, but this one is the soft one, the one that will be outside, so the outer one. So for me to know how many inches that I'm going to cut for the lower part of the dress length is 60 and her half length is 16. And then what I'll do is to minus 60, minus her half length from the full length of the dress. So 60 minus 16 is 44. So I'll add half-inch seam allowance to it to join it to the upper part. But I will not add seam allowance on the lower part to hem it, to fold it, because I'm not going to fold it. So I'll add half-inch. So what I'm going to cut for the lower part of the skirt, the outer net, is 44.5 inches. I've cut the net is by 60. I folded it this way. I cut this off from it. This one is 44.5, and this one is also 44.5. I cut this off from this one and cut this off from this one. So this one is 5 meters. She gave me this 5 meters, but I told her that it will not be enough. She went to get more, about she couldn't get more on this color. So this one is 3 meters. So I have total of 8 meters. So what I will do next is to join these two together, to join the two nets together. So after that, I will now sew 3 lines of gather stitches on the edge here, so to gather it to her waistline. Her waist is 30, her waist is 30 inches. So I will gather 30 inches, but I will leave 1 inch for zip allowance on to both ends. Okay, this is the soft net. I've gathered it. I use a 2 line to do so, but if you want you can use 3, but I sew 2 lines of gather stitches. I'm going to cut the lining. I'll cut 2 lining for this dress. I'll use 2 lining for it. And lining will be 1.5 or 2 inches shorter than the length of the main fabric, like the soft net. So lining will be 2 inches or 1.5 inches shorter. So the lower part of the skirt, the soft net, the length was 44. So lining will be 44 minus 2. I'll minus 2 inches from the lining. The lining will be 2 inches shorter. 44 minus 2 is 42. So plus 1 inch for seam allowance, because I will join it to the upper part, and I will also hem the lower part of the lining. So 43. So what I'm going to cut for the length of the lining will be 43 inches. So, but I'm going to cut it as a unbiased, like a flare. So I'm going to use half circle. So for me to get the radius, I'll divide her waist measurement by 3.14, because I'm going to use half circle. So her waist measurement is 30 plus 2 inches seam allowance is 32. 32 divided by 3.14 is 10.25. So 10.25 plus the length of the lining. The length of the lining is 43 inches plus 10.25 is 53.25. Yeah, 53.25. So what I will measure is I will measure 53.25. Okay, on this side I'll measure 50. $53.25. Okay, I have about 54. So I'll fold it into 2. So the upper part is 54 inches and the lower part is 54 inches because I folded it, but it was supposed to be 53.25. So I'm going to fold it again. I'm going to mark her waist radius, which is a 10.25. So I'm going to cut this off, but I'll mark the length of the lining. .43 inches. From the upper part, 53.25. From waist radius, you can mark 43 inches, or from the upper part, you can mark 53.25. I've marked it. From the edge here to her waist radius is a 10.25. So from edge here to the lower part, to the length of the lining where I marked it, is 53.25. But from waist radius here to where I marked the length of the lining is 43 inches. So from here to this point is 43 inches, the length of the lining. So I'm going to cut the waist radius now. After that, I'll cut the lower part. Or I'll cut the lower part first. I pinned it. Okay. I'm going to cut the waist radius. So this is the lining. .43 inches. So I'll cut another one of these. I need two of these. I have about I'm using a 5.5 meters for the lining. The fabric is by 60. cutting another lining, the second lining, I folded the lining the same way I folded the first one. I now put this one on top of it to cut the second one. I've cut the lower part, so I want to cut this side. So I have two lining. Two lining, half circle. So this one is the second net and this one is the hard one, hard net. I have 5 meters of hard net, so I want to cut the hard net. The hard net will be 1 inch shorter than the lining, and on the upper part of the hard net I don't want to join it to the waistline. I want to come down a little bit, like 4.5 5 inches, before I will now join it to the lining. Then what I will do is that I will minus 5 inches from the upper part and 1 inch from the lower part, which is 6 inches. So I will minus 6 inches from the hard net. So the lining was 42 inches. 42 minus 6 is 36. The length of the hard net will be 36 inches. I will not add seam allowance on the lower part to hem it, or seam allowance on the upper part. I don't need seam allowance on the upper part. So I will gather it the same way that I will gather the other net, the soft one. This is the hard net. I've cut it. This one is 36 inches. It's by 60. I cut this off from it. This one is 36 inches. This is the soft net. I've gathered it. I sew 2 lines and gather it. So this is a zip allowance. On this side, zip allowance also. So this is one of the lining, because I have 2 lining. One is for the hard net, which is the inner one, and one is for soft net. This is this one. So this one, I will attach this soft net to it. So this soft net, I've gathered it to 32 inches because the dress waistline, the waist of the dress is 30 inches, but 2 inches is for seam allowance. One on this side, and also one on this side also. Then on this side, this one is 32 inches, the waistline also. So I would attach, this is the shiny part, the right part of the satin. So I will fix this, I will sew it to the waistline. I've sewn this soft net to the lining on the waistline. This is waistline. I also hem the lower part of the lining. So what I'll do next is to attach this to the main fabric on the upper part. Attach this soft net and lining to the main fabric, not on the lining. This is right side. I'll hold this, I'll put this right side, right side. The waistline is 32 and the waistline for this one is 32, so I will hold them together and attach it. I'll fix the net. I've joined the lower part to the upper part. I'll show you how it is now. So this is the lining, the hard net, the second lining. I came down by 5 inches. I sew it. So I've attached the lining. This is the second lining and hard net. So I've sewn the hard net on the lining. From the waistline to this line is 5 inches. So I'll now fix this lining to the lining of the dress. This is the dress. This is the lining. This is the right side of the lining. The waistline is 32 inches, 2 inches seam allowance, and this is the waist of this one. This one is 32 inches also. So right side, I'll sew it round. I'll fix this lining and hard net to the waistline on this one, the upper part lining. I've attached the lining to the upper part of the lining. This is the upper part of the lining. This is the waistline. So I attach the lower part and the upper part on the waistline. From the waistline to this line, this hard net is 5 inches. So, but if you want, you can still sew your hard net on the waistline. It's still okay. So, but it's okay like this also. So, I'll turn it to show you. Okay, this is the way it is. This is the inside. This is the waistline, and this is where I attach the hard net. This is the inside. And this is the right side. So what I'll do next is to fix zip to this one, to the soft net, to the outside one. Is to fix zip. The zip is in between the lining and the main fabric. Like this one is the lining and this one is the main fabric. So the zip is in between. So I will fix the zip to the main fabric there on this one. This is the way I'll fix the zip. This is the soft net. This is the soft net. This is lining for the soft net. You know, soft net have lining and hard net have lining. So this is lining for the soft net. I'll put it together on the zip allowance. I'll put the lining and the soft net together. I will now sew the zip on it. I'll measure 10 inches and sew the zip between 8 to 10 inches. I'll sew the zip. I'll also do the same on this side. On this side. I'll fix zip on one side of the main fabric, the soft net and the lining. So I'll do the same on this side. The lining for the soft net, I'll hold it like this. I'll fix it like this one. From where I stopped on the upper part, I extended it to this point about 10 inches. I'll do the same on this side. So after that, I'll now attach the lining to the zip. I've also extended this zip to this side. From where I stopped, I sew it to this side. So I've fixed zip to the main fabric. When I say main fabric, I mean the soft lining and this one, the outer one. Then the hard net and the lining is the lining. So what I'll do now is to go and attach this lining and the hard net on the zip. So let me close this one to see how it is. But the lower part is still open. I'll do it after fixing the zip to the lining. It's still open. So I'll open the zip again. This one is very easy to do. So I'll do it from inside, from here, because this part is still open. So from here, I'll get, this is where I stopped on the upper part. I'll hold it like this. This is the lining and the hard net. I'll hold them like this. I will now fix the zip on it to where the zip will stop. This one is very easy. I'll just fix it. The lining for hard net, I'll fix it to the zip and this soft net together. I'll do the same on the other side. It's very easy, just from here to where the zip will stop. And I'll do the same on this side. So I'll fix the zip. The next thing I'll do is to sew the lower part because it's still open. both the lining and the main fabric. So this zip is in between the soft net and the lining, and the hard net and the lining, and the zip is in between. The same on this side. So I'll get the soft net and the lining for the soft net. I'll get it. I'll do the same on this side. Soft net and lining for the soft net. I'll hold it together like this. Then I'll sew them to the end. I'll sew it to the end. On this side, I have hard net and the lining. Hard net, lining for hard net, lining for hard net, hard net. I'll hold them together and sew them to the end also. So this is the final look. I'll press it. I'll give it a good press. I used 8 meters of soft net, but I prefer to use like 15 to 20 meters of soft net. So if you want to make yours, you can use like 15 to 20 meters of soft net. It will look really nice. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.